Welcome to Skumcast.
All right, here's part 2, baby.
So Jacob.
Yeah?
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It's like, all right.
This concludes Skumcast Part 2.
So you mentioned you heard our other podcast and you said something about you said something about me asking about fears.
Yeah.
I am curious. What is your fears? Your biggest fears?
Are your fears?
Sure.
So on the episode that you guys were talking about, I think there was a common answer of losing all your money, and
Fucking Thomas.
and then there was another one. It's kind of like inherent fears, like I don't know, fire or drowning or some shit. So like, is that on the table or is it something different? Like phobia, or is it
Like, if you were to say drowning, I feel like that's everyone's fear.
right?
Because you don't want to fucking die.
Yeah, you don't want to die. I was talking about, like, weird fears.
Something
like,
that gives you just, like, you're petrified.
Yeah.
Okay, like a really good example, right? I actually, in high school, when I was in band class, or actually, I was about to go to band practice for marching band. And it turns out, like, I don't know, for some reason, I had, like, a couple stickers on my binder, and I was walking out into the drum room. It was just at the end of the hallway. The color guard room is, like, 2 doors to the right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So I was walking by, and this girl, I can't remember her name. She was obviously in the color guard. She was, like, getting all of her shit ready for band and everything like that. But what ended up happening was that as soon as I walked by, she started fucking screaming.
You never told this story.
What the fuck?
Okay, and you want to know the reason why she was screaming?
Period cramps?
No, she's afraid of stickers.
Stickers.
What?
Yes, this is a real thing. This
Oh
is
my
a real
God.
fucking thing that happened. Not even fucking with you right
They're
now.
not supposed to do that. They're supposed to fall off.
Dude, there's got to be an underlying fear there. Like, what about stickers is terrifying? You know what I mean?
I don't know,
That's
man.
insane.
She was like screaming too much for me to get a word out.
So wait, you passed by her, and then all of a sudden she just started screaming?
Well, yeah, because I wasn't walking around with a backpack. It was in my locker, and so what ended up happening, or no, it was already in the drum room because I left the shit in the drum room. Basically, what would happen is that like every 2-3 classes, I would come back to the band room, switch out my shit, and then go back to my next class.
Okay.
So what would happen is that I'd I was a snare drummer that year, right? So I'd leave my backpack next to where my snare was, take out my binders, my pencils, or not pencils, but pens and everything that I needed for my next 2 to 3 classes, and then I'd go to class. And now basically at that time I was coming back right before lunch ended to go grab my shit. Or no, this was band practice, so I had just gotten out of class and I was walking back to the band room. And so on the binder, I had like a Zildjian sticker, a Vic Firth sticker, because they'd always give those out like during like the percussion like competitions, because the drum line had their own separate competition.
Okay.
So like Vic Firth would sponsor it, and we'd get like stickers and shit. And so I put that in on my binder, and it was like the week before. So as I said, like I put it on my binder, thinking, okay, sick, this is cool. I'm a drummer, like typical high school shit, right?
Look at me.
Yeah, look at me, I'm a drummer. What's
So
Vic
cool.
Firth? Oh, I got a story to tell you. No,
Damn, Dick Girth.
Dick
Let's go.
Girth, yeah, exactly.
Dick Girth. But yeah, no. So basically, because I had those stickers on my binder, and she saw and she started screaming, and I legitimately couldn't get a word out. So I just said, all right, whatever, and just walked back and walked to the band room, or to the drumline room.
Oh, Dracula.
The Dracula room.
I'm going to remove myself from the situation to alleviate the stress that you're causing me at the moment.
I think it's funny how he was like, oh, you're scared of these, and then stood there, and then decided to move afterwards. He's like,
Well, okay, no, the reason why was because I didn't understand it. Like I wasn't sure. Okay, like imagine, like obviously you'd like take a step back, right? Like
Right.
I obviously
You're
like
like,
took my
that's
step
honestly
back.
like a scene out of a horror movie.
Right,
Well,
yeah,
you
girls-
walk by a girl and she just starts screaming.
girl starts screaming or something. You're like, is she
She's
about
probably
to,
in trouble,
Is she
like-
about to stab
Yeah.
somebody? Is she getting
Right.
grabbed? Like,
And like everybody came into the hallway and was like asking me like what the fuck happened. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. She started fucking screaming, and then the color guard captain came in the drum room, and then she was like, she has a fear of stickers. I was just like, What the fuck?
What an actual joke,
She comes in. She's like,
How does this happen?
She's like, you don't have any stickers, do you?
right? You get screened before you go in the color guard room. You can't have any stickers.
Yeah.
I swear to God, color guard bitches are the weirdest. They're always weird.
Can confirm.
It's them and the band people.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. I
Dude,
am the
color
band
guard-
Are
people.
you kidding me, dude? The band like geeks and like Dr. George, Mr. George. You weren't even in the band.
Gog.
Oh, what's good in the hood? It's your boy E Dizzle.
That was fucking gross.
That was hot. No, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm the one who actually had to hear that in like high definition.
I'm not even
I'm the
100.
only one
Like,
with headphones
Oh yeah,
on.
you're right.
I can even attest that there are some weird motherfuckers in color guard. Anyway,
No, let's hear it.
Is that your fear?
no, yeah.
Color guard
Fear of
girls.
color
I
guard
see
girls?
that. I see that rifle in the air, and I'm like, oh my god.
Is she gonna do that during sex?
Oh my god. She
That
gonna
bitch-
twirl my dick like a rifle. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's loaded.
I'm loaded, ready to cock.
Don't cock it back, baby.
Ooh.
It's like fucking World War One out there.
Fucking stand and deliver.
Yeah. What if you meet a girl and she wants to like replicate World War One and like role play?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree with this.
That's hot as fuck. I love being a patriot.
Okay. All right.
Hey man, I'll be
Anyway,
So yeah, I want to hear Gavin's fear.
Can someone else go first?
oh my
Okay,
God.
Tyler's fear.
Fear. My answer is fucking boring. I'm not scared of anything.
So like, if some crazy chick just started screaming in the hallway,
I'd be like, what the fuck? Get away from me.
gross.
You like girls? What are you, gay?
No, like, I mean, for me, I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of people have this fear, but I'm just afraid of like flying insects.
I just don't like them. Like I'll just walk.
They're a nuisance.
Yeah, like I'll swat it and be like, oh, get the fuck away from me.
But if you want to know like a suit, like a fake one or whatever, like I have a fear of like weird movements. Like,
are you talking like fucking grudge shit, or like the shit where she's
people
walking
have
upside down the
recommended.
stairs?
Well, people have recommended for me to watch this movie called, I think it's called Mama.
Oh yeah,
Have you heard of it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like weird because because I said I have a fear of like weird movements and stuff, and they said,
Motherfucker, wasn't your ex a dancer?
well, yeah, but that's different. That's not,
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was.
well, it's
there.
like with casual
He's
music.
talking about
like,
contortions where it's like twitchy, like fucking.
yeah, she's
like,
not like coming at me like in a fucking silhouette and twitching at me.
right.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
like Ring, Grudge. Okay, yeah.
I wasn't even afraid of The Ring. I thought The Ring was just a good movie. I didn't think
You thought The Ring was a good movie?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
The first one or the new one?
No, the old one.
Like the
Okay,
ring,
good.
like the
all
first
right,
one.
all right, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
That had a solid plot.
This is acceptable. I will accept this.
It's not canon.
Rings is.
What the fuck you doing on here?
I'll tell you that right now. Rings doesn't exist.
I haven't.
That movie.
I haven't
That
seen either
that
one.
movie was so bad. Like I like how they like literally tried to recreate
Well,
the
what's
first movie the entire time.
Well, what sequel of a horror movie is good?
So,
Can you think of one?
What
off-
sequel? Insidious.
yeah,
Insidious
Insidious 2
2?
was fucking hard.
Friday
Yeah.
the 13th part 2.
Yep, I was about to say that too.
Oh, well,
The
fuck me.
Insidious series is pretty damn good.
I never watched them.
I'll
I watched
say,
the last Insidious
Okay.
one or whatever, and that was horrible.
I'll say that Scream, Insidious, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street that have consecutive movies. I think that they are exempt from this statement.
Sure. Yeah, like the fucking Big Ten or whatever. There's like all the famous ones that are.
Right.
They have at least
Chucky.
decent. They have decent sequels.
Yeah, and they at least kind of stuck within the canon.
What
And the
about,
quality.
What about Saw?
That's not.
That's not even horror, man.
I can't stomach those videos, so
we shouldn't have brought
Oh,
in
do you
this
have a weak
topic with
stomach?
him in here.
All the
I have a
Saw
weak
movies
stomach,
are
yeah.
good. All of them.
all of what?
No,
I think
All the what?
I think-
dude,
Even Jigsaw.
dude, that last
No. Bro,
no,
I like Jigsaw. I
it's
liked
so
it.
bad.
I
It
think
was so enjoyable, dude.
That was the.
It was cheesy. It was cheesy, but it was good.
I think conceptually the Saw movies are cool, but
Not
like
the last one.
I just don't think
Was it
it's
the last
that
one?
interesting.
Yeah. And there's another one called Spider.
Don't think it's interesting. What do you mean?
I just don't like watching horror movies because I don't like being startled. Like that's because movies
Well, what startles you
like fucking
if you're not afraid of anything?
Well,
being
he's
startled
just
is not
talking
being
about the
afraid.
jump scares. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like
the
if
shitty
if
jump
something
scare-
if somebody were to pop up on the couch right now and be like, "Blah," I'd be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? Why would you do that?" You know what I mean? Like I'm not scared of the person. Like I'm scared of being startled. Like I don't want to be startled.
maybe
That's
you're just hiding that you're a pussy with that.
that could be true. Like why would I watch a horror movie if I know I'm going to be startled,
Well, it
which I
depends
don't
on the
enjoy?
horror movie
Well, some
because
people
like
like
some
that.
of them have like a slow burn that's actually really good. I hate the ones that use jump scares because it's shit.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
I think it's cheap.
Some people like that though, because it's like an
A lot of
adrenaline
people
rush.
like it.
They like it. It's like being on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I
You know,
guess.
And I hate it because I watched that last I think it's the last Annabelle movie, but they just like get the fuck away from me.
He's trying to talk.
No,
Give
I
him
know
a
he's
break.
trying to talk because this is his topic.
Don't steal his land
This is
too.
my topic.
Go ahead.
All right. So, if you don't like being startled,
Get a
what
little
horror
closer to the
movie
mic, buddy.
startled you to the point where you didn't want to watch it?
That's a good ass question. God damn.
What's the movie? Go ahead and name
Startled? It was definitely The Grudge. That was the first movie I ever saw that was like literally terrifying. Like I did not want to watch any horror movies after that.
Is
Yeah,
it because
so-
of the age that you were at, or is it because like
Probably.
Because what if you were to watch it now?
If I watched it now, it would probably startle me at best.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Recently just had this conversation with him. So I grew up on horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first one I watched, I was like 8 years old. So like I've always been around it. So I've never really gotten scared of any.
Yeah.
But there was one movie that terrified me, and it wasn't the movie itself. I don't know what it is about it because the movie itself isn't that scary. It's The Haunting in Connecticut. So that movie itself didn't scare me, but afterwards I was paranoid as shit. I didn't want to leave my bed. Like I was terrified to
Dude.
leave my room to go pee.
That's
Like,
me. That was me when I was that age.
I was terrified, and like even to this day, a YouTube video came up that said like the top 10 something, and Haunting Connecticut.
Watch Mojo.
But yeah, but
it's-
anyways, the Haunting Connecticut came on, and I got chills.
It, like, spooked you?
Yeah,
It
so
brought
it's
the
like
memory
I have
back?
PTSD from it.
Dude,
like that's
that's
the
crazy.
only one that scared me.
Fucking
Watch
A, man.
Mojo, the top 10 pussies.
That's actually that's a cool memory that I didn't
Number
think
one,
about
Eddie.
recently. Is like I was scared of the dark up until like 5 years ago. I was scared of the dark. I didn't like it.
Really?
Like, now I don't care.
So that would be a fear that you could have named. Like,
well, like, yeah, I guess in the past I was scared of the dark for no reason.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that really qualifies because it's not a current fear.
You want to know what? You want to know an interesting story though? Actually, it's not interesting at all, but it's just a weird quirk.
Okay.
Have you ever played the game Splinter Cell Conviction?
no.
Thank you. That game's fucking dope.
That
There's a,
franchise is dope.
the whole thing is amazing.
I probably.
Speaking of fucking Splinter Cell, the fucking Darko song Splinter Cell. Oh my god.
Yo, that
The whole
entire-
album is just fucking.
the entire album of Darko is
I fucking comment on that post, dude. I fucking love. We were listening to that shit on the way here. Anyway, fucking Splinter Cell. There's this beginning scene. When did that come out? That was like 2011 or 12 or some
I
shit.
think it was 2012.
And I was like probably 16 or 17 or maybe 15. And there was the very opening scene where his house gets broken into and he has to kill the two dudes because he's talking to his daughter. He's talking to his daughter, right? And she's like, "Daddy, I'm scared of the dark." And he's like, "You see your mobile up there? It's shining a light so it distracts the fucking monsters. So you can see them, but they can't see you." And then the house gets broken into and he fucking owns them both. And then he's like, "Go back to bed." But anyway, the moral of the story is like, if you can't see it, it can't see you. And that lived with me forever. Like now I love the dark. I think the dark is awesome because now your eyes adjust and like nothing can see you.
He's got a point.
I eat in the dark. I drink in the dark.
Yeah. Now yeah. So now I guess that cured my fear was video games.
Nice.
No, fair enough. I mean, like
So, oh wait, go ahead.
well, I don't know. It's just like video games are a lot more,
Influential.
It's
Honestly,
more
they are now.
immersive. It can be.
Yeah.
especially like with how immersive. I mean, like for
Speaking of-
example, like oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of fucking, reminds me. You guys ever played PT?
Mm-hmm.
I watched it. I didn't play it.
I played that game. Dude, that game more than any other game.
demo.
Fucking scared. Yeah, it scared
Yeah.
the shit out of me. Like
What's PT?
It's
Not the-
Silent Hill PT. It was
It
made
was-
by the same developer that made the Metal Gear Solid games.
Oh,
And
okay.
he made
Hideo
it.
Kojima.
He was on something, but then like Kojima was like, "Fuck you" and all that.
and then they ended up making Death Stranding out of it,
yeah.
and instead of making PT, what they called PT because it was a playable trailer.
Well, because he got kicked out of the Kojima thing or
Yeah.
whatever, so like that's why he went on his own and made Death Stranding.
That game.
That's a whole
though,
other topic.
That game PT though, oh my god, it was only like you could beat it in like 30 minutes, but that shit had me fucking terrified. Like
that started a lot of like horror elements for a lot of indie developers, which
Yeah.
they did really shitty at.
Mhm.
But it started a trend.
Yeah, it's basically the whole reason Resident Evil 7 looks like it does.
Oh, really?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Like the whole game, the thing that really fucking makes it super freaky is it's like you go down a hall and it's just a fucking hall, and then you turn right and there's a hallway with a door at the end, and there's like one chandelier or something.
First of all, before you go on, like the whole game basically takes place in this like house.
It's
In
a
an
house.
L-shaped hallway.
Yeah, it's in a house, in an L-shaped hallway. You go through that door and you go down a little staircase. You open up the door and you're in the same hallway.
So it's a repeating.
And every fucking time that you go back through this, like you go here and then you turn around the corner, the door's still there. And then it's like each time that you go through it, there's maybe one new thing that you have to do. You have to like walk up to it, walk back, then maybe walk to the door again. And you'll hear footsteps behind you, and there's like creaking floorboards, and you'll look up and you'll see there's this fucking one chick that like is a spirit that lives in the house or some shit. And you're just like, I'm trying to get to that door. But the thing that sucks about it is, you know, when you go through that door, you're just going to be in the same fucking hallway again. And it just keeps repeating and keeps repeating.
Yeah, and it
It's
just
super
keeps
bizarre.
getting like worse and worse.
Is
The
this that
wall-
one where like that chick like you briefly see her in like the bathroom or something
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
And she slams
That's
the
it.
door.
Yep.
Okay, I've seen videos of this.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Yeah.
basically, that was supposed to be a thing, but then Kojima got all like,
He got usurped
yeah.
because
So, but the cool thing about that was like, for one, it's Silent Hill, so you already know it's gonna be fucking weird and creepy. And then number two, you had the guy behind Metal Gear Solid, which already makes weird games, making that game, and it would have been a fucking great game, but it
it
never.
was the perfect combination
Yeah.
of fucking minds.
And it just never happened because of Kojima being an asshole.
That's my. Well, it wasn't.
Were they being an asshole? What was that?
It was the other way around. Kojima
Really?
wanted more creative direction on it, but the company wanted him to be more like, they wanted it to be faster, made faster, and less, and it was becoming too expensive. So they canned him because it was too expensive and it wasn't going to make them any money.
See, that's a problem though, because
It
like
would've made him a
most
lot of money.
developers need that money and stuff, and that's why I don't know if you guys ever played Outer Worlds,
No, I didn't.
but like,
Well, yes, I did. That's a lie.
yeah,
I did. Yeah.
So that's made by Oblivion, right?
Yep. The
And
same
like
guys.
they joined a company. Well, they're under a production of basically this production is under like. They were just like, hey, do what you want, take the time that you need, and they made a fucking great game. While Bethesda, like always, like they're like, "All right, we're on a time crunch. We need this shit out." So
Yeah,
that's
but
why
every
we have
bigger
that's
game
why we have
developer's
shit like
like that,
Fallout
though.
76 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But like
That's
they
why there's
actually
so many
took their
patches to every
time.
fucking game, though.
They used their time wisely, and they made Outer Worlds, which turned out to be like basically an alternative Fallout New Vegas, which
Dude.
was a game that everyone loved.
Metal Gear Solid 3 to 4 was 10 years. Or maybe it was like 7 years. And it was $70 million.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and it was one of the most revolutionary games of that like year. It was like one of the breakout PS3 titles. And
Huh.
Was insane.
I fucking love it. Like, that shifted my whole perception of reality, like playing all the games. Call it like woke or whatever, like, or what, cringe.
It woke it.
It's like cringe or whatever, but I think that there's a lot of truth to those fucking games. Like, the way that they describe warfare in Metal Gear Solid 4 is so, it's becoming true.
So I have a question, Gavin, real quick. So you played PT. Did you play 2? Silent Hill 2?
Like the old one?
Yeah.
I played the very first one.
Okay.
The one where you like start off in like a mansion and you're fucking grab
Okay.
the knife and you eventually get a gun and all that shit. That's the only one I've played.
Oh, okay. I
Not
played
Silent Hill.
number 2 recently, and holy shit, that was fucking. So like, basically, so when you get like, I have this fucking like OLED TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like the technology behind that is it goes completely black.
Yeah.
So, with these scenes on Silent Hill 2, it wasn't supposed to be completely black. It was supposed to be kind of like faded grayish, like the fog kind of thing, like how it is on an LCD TV.
yeah.
But since I had the OLED, it went fucking completely black on these like, so like around it is like your flashlight, and then it's completely black like in the distance,
So all you
and
can
that
see
made
is
it
what's
like
in your
10
light.
times scarier. So my friend that came over and watched me play it, he was like, yo, this isn't supposed to look like this. He's like, it's supposed to be like kind of grayish and like you should see like the outer edges of the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, this is a lot more terrifying than when I played it, and it was fucking terrifying.
Actually, I do have an irrational fear. I just
What is
thought
that?
of it.
What is
'Cause
that?
I guess I just repress it every day, and then I just thought about it. It's being chased. I hate being chased.
Well, wouldn't that be I feel like that would also be everyone's fear, though.
I guess. I mean, like,
Unless you're being chased by a bunch of, like, girls that just want you. But, I mean,
I
like...
guess. I don't know about that. I don't get that, but
I mean,
Unless
is
they're
it, the root of all of them really is just what, harm? You know,
So-
it's,
yeah,
it's like
so-
you're terrified of snakes. Why? Because the snake's gonna hurt you. Terrified
Yeah.
of spiders. Why? Because the spider's gonna hurt
Yeah.
you.
well, like if I hear, like, let's say I'm going up the stairs and it's pitch black.
Do you hate the footstep sound?
I hate not knowing what I can't see. Not like on a deep level where it's like if I don't see it, it's not real. I mean, like
Yeah.
if I don't know or if I'm not aware of my surroundings, it freaks me out.
Right.
So like if I'm walking up the stairs, it's pitch black, and I hear something behind me, I'll like fucking hurry up the stairs. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like I used to do that when I was scared of the dark. I would like run in my fucking room up the stairs and like fucking all fours up the stairs, slam my door,
Do you
turn
like
the light on.
do you like start seeing
Same.
like things in the dark, like if your clothes are on like a clothes rack or something? It,
When
like,
I was a
looks-
kid.
Yeah.
Now I don't. Now
Oh
I'm just
shit, dude! I would like think of that stuff when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
During the Slender Man.
There was one
stage.
time I took Ambien. Worst idea ever. Like as a kid with like ridiculous fears, like the dark, like Ambien is the worst thing you can ever take. Because I didn't know you were supposed to sleep. So I just took it and I was like, what the fuck is
Well, you
happening?
kind of need to sleep as a human being.
Fuck
Well-
you take Ambien for?
Well, like
then?
I took it at like 8 p.m. right, and like I was watching TV, so I didn't fall asleep because blue light. But
Yeah.
like, so I stayed up and it was like midnight, and I don't remember what I saw, but I was terrified. I never thought about taking Ambien again.
Gotcha. So Gavin, what's your fear?
You did mention Slender Man, and I was scared of the Slender Man for a hot fucking minute, man.
Is it because of the tall figure just standing there doing nothing, or what is the?
I mean, it's just like a supernatural being. You know, it's kind of
Gotcha.
like some people are scared of, say, like ghost or poltergeist or
Yeah.
some kind of demon in their house or whatever it may be.
So you would say that's your-
chupacabra or whatever.
yeah. So you,
Slender Man, yeah, it was like a supernatural being, and this is also like I was a fucking teenager or whatever, 13, 14, some shit, and yeah, I was scared of the dark because I'm like, not the dark, it was.
What you can't see?
I wasn't scared of, like, say, dark inside my house, but I lived in the woods. And you fucking look
You
out in
lived
the
in
woods.
the woods?
Yeah, well, in Louisiana. So, like, my fucking house was...
In the
oh,
middle
so
of
you're,
nowhere.
it was like a farmhouse.
It was, like, in the
kinda thing?
middle of nowhere. There was not a farm or anything, but we were surrounded by trees.
Gotcha.
And so it was like, you look outside, and there's just fucking trees. And
That's-
it's pitch black in between. And
That's
I'm like...
fucking terrifying.
He was so he was in the setting.
And all the fucking
Yeah.
videos that I would see, it's like this motherfucker's arms are, like, blending in with
Right.
branches and all this. And I'm like... Bro, like the only thing you would see is maybe a white face.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would terrify me.
So that
too.
I mean, I would like not want to look out the windows at night and all this shit because I'm like, bro, I'm about to fucking see him.
Absolutely.
And I'll add to that too. The thing, I was never scared of Slenderman really.
Get close to the mic, bro.
The story itself, but what did freak me out was the cases that came about Slenderman after that. Like I think it was like a 12-year-old. Or
was-
two 12-year-olds that said Slenderman. Slenderman told them to kill their friend, so they killed him.
Wisconsin. They were just eating too much cheese.
Well, yeah,
Too
but
much
my-
Hey, don't you
but-
know now?
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it was Slenderman. What I'm saying is the scary aftermath of these kids, like, discovering Slenderman and getting the idea to do these things.
And discovering it in real life.
Yeah, discovering a way to, like, a heinous way to kill their friend or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, like, the aftermath of these kids being exposed to something like Slenderman and then that happening, like, real-life true crime, like, where these kids are like, oh, Slenderman told us to kill our friend, and then they did it. And it's like, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more telling of human nature that they'll pin something on anything else that isn't
Yeah.
them.
I
The-
feel like though that kind of goes for a lot of things though, because like
Sure, people use that for video games.
yeah, I mean the news has blamed video games for mass shootings all the time, but it's like that's fucking stupid.
No,
But-
that takes way more to go over the edge like that. Way more than simply
Yeah.
a video game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've
Like
gotten-
most of the time, the kid that's shooting up the school is wearing a Minecraft backpack.
Right.
So like
That's
I
on
mean,
God. I fucking yeah, like I've killed thousands of people in video games, and it doesn't make
Right.
me want to kill people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's kind of like you're already doing it
Not
in the
yet.
virtual world. It's like why would you do it? Just kidding.
Right. That's how I get my fix.
Yeah.
Right? I lust for blood.
Until the day I actually do the actual Call of Duty events.
Right? It's like you have so much cognitive ability. You have enough cognitive ability to realize the repercussions of such an action, so you don't do it.
Right.
Not only is it heinous and awful, and the emotional harm that it causes is life-changing, but you also go to jail and probably are, executed.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many reasons not to do it that it takes a mentally unhinged person to do it.
Absolutely, I totally agree. It's not like when you play GTA, you're like, I'm gonna go fucking hijack a car and
Yeah.
throw the guy on the street and run him over.
yeah, like
It's like, you're not going to do that in real life. The fuck?
Yeah,
Then I'm gonna grab a sniper rifle, get on the top of a building, and start shooting people.
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
That's
Who
the
fuck
part.
thinks like that?
That's the fun part about video games is you can just do all these goofy things and all these heinous crimes in a virtual world.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it in real life.
Exactly.
And then somehow spawn a fucking helicopter and then just fly away.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the
It's-
cops don't know you exist after that.
Exactly.
You lose 5 stars and you do it all over again.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get the whole SWAT team on you.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine if you actually like saw that shit in real life?
Oh my god.
Like if you had like just in your field of vision, right? Like just constantly like five empty stars.
You're like, oh my god, I have a wanted level.
Right.
What the fuck?
You have like a real life HUD.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Like a
like-
real life HUD.
Dude, one day.
And you can even like see the map and everything.
Dude, AR.
Dude, that would be fucking Google Lens's real.
Yeah, exactly.
like,
AR is becoming so prevalent in society that like they're trying to make like bionic people. Like we're very close.
Oh yeah,
Neuralink.
they already have like windshields that display like, like your miles per hour and like
Well,
how
that's
close
been a
you
thing
are.
since like 2018 though.
Mine
That's
just
what I'm saying. Like we're already there, and it's just getting even more.
You want to know a stupid fucking dumbass metaphor? Not a metaphor, but maybe like a sign. Or like a really.
I'll take a limerick.
All right, cool. So there's this shit that I've heard where it's like we're basically okay. So this really crazy thing that I've heard is that we have already been assimilated to becoming cyborgs. Because think about what makes a cyborg. They have a processor in their brain, and they have usually an AI, right?
Right.
That fetches data and produces it so that they can act.
And therefore is able to form algorithms based on the problems that it encounters.
Exactly. What is the phone? What do we always have on us? A phone.
Right.
What is the phone connected to? The internet, where we get all of our data. What do we use to fucking look on the phone? Our brain. So it's like we're already close enough. Imagine your phone is in your fucking brain. You can access information instantly.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Elon was talking to Joe Rogan about, because he asked him, like, he asked the question, when do you think cyborgs are going to be a thing? And he's like, we already are. We're 50% machine, 50% person right now. Because like, if I don't know, King Henry VII when he died, I can look it up right now. Right? Neuralink was Elon's idea to make that instantaneous,
Imagine if you could fetch that data.
instantly, and then on to the next thing. Oh,
And
yeah.
not only that, you could communicate through networks in your brains, so you don't even have to talk anymore.
and you don't have this anymore. So this
Yeah.
is the 50% that's missing.
That's what we had a conversation with Thomas about. He was saying like a lot of these professions are going to be replaced. Like a lawyer will be replaced by a robot because like if you like you can just that robot will be able to look up a certain case or in a certain like law and instantaneous.
It's the perfect.
And
It's
it's
the
like-
perfect lawyer.
On top of that, surgeries are also being replaced with robots. Essentially, they still have to like actually like control the robot. They have to be properly calibrated and so on and so forth. But we are moving into that area.
Absolutely.
You cannot deny the precision and accuracy and how reliable automation is. It's replacing everything.
Yeah, he said even as a pharmacist, like most of the pharmacists and stuff, like you end up just Googling the shit.
Yep.
Because like you won't remember everything you learned in like college and stuff for 8 years of being like trying to learn that shit. He's like, that's gonna easily be replaced by a robot. Like,
The brain is not that
like,
good at
oh,
remembering
don't
stuff.
don't do this with this prescription. Don't do that.
Well, yeah, because
It's
like you with the Feynman method, like as far as like usually in order to get something into your brain, you have to go through repetition. But usually with college or in any sort of course, you're moving from one thing to the next. By the time you've made it to the next thing, you've already lost at least 40% of the previous thing.
Yeah, you have no time to marinate what you're thinking about.
Exactly.
Imagine if you're running constant simulations as an AI,
Yeah.
then you're flawless because you're
Yeah.
running constant simulations.
Yeah, but then it's like, but then you look at like, okay, for instance, when you practice a song, right? You fucking hammer that out. Well, like if you have like a certain part that you can't get down, you fucking hammer that part over and over and over and over and over again, right? Like And even if you need to drop it down in tempo, you're still hammering it, right?
Yeah.
That's the Feynman technique. If you learn that song, it'll take you a long time to forget it.
Yeah. I mean, another thing that he pointed out too is like those professions will most likely be replaced, but like the one thing that can't be replaced is like art and like creativity with like music and stuff, because only it seems like only humans can produce that stuff, especially if there's like very emotional songs and stuff, because obviously, what do you want?
That's not entirely true. I just watched a video from Genius, and they're working. It's kind of stupid. Like, it's really stupid. You're going to get a kick out of this. But they call it Travis Bot. So what they did is they simulated Travis Scott's voice, and they put a word generator in so that they could press a button, and it'll simulate a song. And they already dropped, like, an EP for Travis Bot. And the lyrics don't really make sense. But what they're trying to do...
It doesn't matter anymore.
What they're trying to do is to make it make sense. Like, try to like lessen the vocabulary so that the bot can put words together and make a full sentence. Because like the songs literally made no sense at all, to where like a line would be about an apple or something, like, and that was a lyric in the song, something about apples. Like, it didn't make any sense whatsoever, but yet this was done completely by AI. It wasn't anybody's brain. They just put this simulation voice in, had a certain vocabulary, and then the bot created lyrics. So like it's heading towards that way, to where maybe even bots can end up producing music.
But that's the thing. That's the interesting thing, though. Where did Travis Scott come from? Travis Scott had to exist for that idea to happen. You know what I mean? So his influence and his personality, that can't be replicated. You know what I mean?
But I was going to say, like, yeah, they can just produce lyrics and stuff, and most of these trash, like, underground rappers that come out just put out random fucking words like a robot would.
Sure.
It's like your Google autofill
Yeah.
at this point. And it's like most of those songs that people actually do listen to with lyrics and stuff and poetry, robots can't fucking, like, express, like, emotion and stuff. And a lot of songs that can hit people with emotion. So Eddie is right. Like, yeah, they can put out some like generic shit like that, some beats, and then throw in some random fucking words on the Google autofill, and then like, but I mean that's one side of the fucking audience. But what about the other side of the audience that actually cares about what this person's saying?
There's the human element that you can't replace.
You can't replace that, no matter what.
You can't like program a Chino Moreno. You can't program a Chester Bennington. You can't program. You can't program Elvis Presley. You know what I mean? Like those people, those were people that people liked because of who they were.
But apparently you can program Tupac.
True. Hologram.
Holograms.
Jesus, I forgot. I keep forgetting that's a thing that happened in this fucking time. This reality. Like that was actually a thing.
We just had the Dio tour, like right before COVID.
That was a thing?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even hear about that.
Oh, you didn't?
What the fuck?
So yeah, they hologrammed Dio, and they did a whole Dio tour with the band, and Ronnie James Dio was a hologram. It was a full tour, like they did a U.S. tour. It was right before COVID hit.
Oh my god.
I kind of wanted to get tickets for the Arizona show, but I ended up not going. But yeah, they did a Dio tour.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that anywhere.
Yeah.
How is that not a thing? I mean, I didn't even hear about it.
What did Dio
Did you guys
do?
know about that?
No.
Did they
Holy
do the,
Diver.
wait, what's the song what's Whip It?
Wait, what?
Whip it, what the hell?
Who did that shit?
Whip it?
Whip
What
it.
the fuck? What are you talking about?
Fucking Whip It good.
Oh my god!
Dio is a metal band.
You dumb bitch!
Oh, Dio!
Holy diver! You know what I'm talking about? Fucking Tenacious D.
Devo.
Devo! That's what we're talking about.
Man, I'm about done with your ass.
The Coneheads. That's what I'm talking about.
God.
Thank you, computer.
Fucking.
You have completed my Android process.
Well,
You're fucking
that
task.
just proved that I need a fucking microchip in my head right
Yeah,
now.
you need to work on your fucking algorithm.
Well, that concludes part 2.
Thanks for joining us for this lovely episode of Skumcast. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode, as well as like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell if you want to stay up to date with all of our content. Thank you for listening, you scumbags.